Good Wednesday morning, everybody. Welcome back to Papa Prepper. Tommy here. I hope everybody's having a blessed week. Halfway through another one. I'm gonna get right into it this morning. Per a viewer, it was a suggestion that I do a challenge and challenge all the other creators to show what they think would be ideal to survive a week in an actual SHTF. And this is bugging in, like, bunkering down where you're at in your home, what you would need to get you through a week. Now, I chose, obviously, just to show what one person would need for a week. Because I clearly did not want to drag everything out of our closets and everything to show what 3 people would need. So I just did it for one person. And you honestly would not need all of this. It's just, we buy in bulk. So just some different ideas. And keep in mind, this is what you would need to survive, not necessarily, live in luxury for a week or, come out, not deprived. Because obviously SHTF is going to be different for everybody, but you're going to want to, take into consideration your calorie intake, your carb intake, because it's going to be different. Say, if you're bugging out, you're going to need more calories, more carbs, more protein, because you're going to be a lot more active. Now, if you're just bugging in, like literally you're inside your home, you can't get out, you're not going anywhere, you're doing nothing, you can survive on less, a lot less than you can bugging out. Because, like I said, bugging out, it's a lot more work, a lot more calories and carbs burnt than just sitting in your house. So let's get into it. I'm just going to show you guys some stuff. I could pan it now. I better not. For the most part, there's one thing here that has to be cooked. But everything else, worst case scenario, you can eat cold food out of a can. But we have a solar source that we can run like a hot plate or something like that on. But if you are forced to maybe cook outside, I would suggest, you have your grill or something like that handy. Or I got something like this. It's a fold up, this little flat backpack grill, fire pit type deal. You could do something like that on your patio, on your back porch, right outside your door on your step. Something like that. Like I said, you can eat cold food, but that's going to get old real quick. You're definitely going to want the morale booster, if nothing else, to have hot food. So with that being said, you're going to want some kind of fire starter. If you're new to this, just make sure you have a good supply of Bic lighters and some kind of fire starter. I got this at Walmart. It's $1 a bag. I used it catfishing one night, and it seems to work really well. So $1 a bag at Walmart, guys. Couple other things when it comes to eating you're going to want. Maybe not, this extreme, but you're going to want a good knife. A couple of good knives, preferably. Just in case. You never know. You always want a good knife handy. Got a couple of them. You're going to want some light sources, because if it's SHTF, there's a good possibility you're not going to have electricity. Excuse me. So you're always going to want several different kind of flashlights, lanterns, what have you. Candles. Always keep plenty of candles handy. Got those, the little tea lights, and these. These are $1 at the Dollar Tree for 6 of them. They burn for 6 hours. 5 hours, I'm sorry. 5 hours a piece. And of course, you know the little tea lights, they burn just a couple hours. We'll go ahead and get into some different foods. I would definitely have a variety of some different kinds of vegetables, just for the nutritious value. I've just got green beans and corn here. I've got 2 cans of green beans and 1 can of corn. Like I said, I just grabbed some stuff. I would definitely make sure you got some kind of vegetables in there, just because your body needs that stuff. Then I've got a couple different kinds of the Aldi's brand, the chunky soups. It's equivalent to the Campbell's soups. They're really good. And like this sirloin burger with country vegetables, there are 2 servings per container, and there are 14 grams of protein in 1 can. So that's pretty good. And now this has got 12 grams of protein for the chicken corn chowder. So not as good, but it'll still fill you up. And another reason you're going to want some fire, some way to warm this up, because the corn chowder, a little less than appetizing cold, I'm sure. Something like this. I showed you guys this a couple weeks ago. The canned beef, canned pork, chicken. This stuff here, there are 14 servings in this can and 11 grams of protein per serving. So take 11 times 14. I'm not that swift. I can't do it, and it's way too early. That's a lot of protein in 1 can of food. So theoretically, if you had to and divide it up, you could live off this alone for a week. Almost. Not saying you would want to, but at 2 cans of this, you could definitely survive a week. Definitely. And don't forget, I didn't bring any in here, but your water. Water will kill you quicker than anything, okay? The lack thereof. Or bad water. You want good, clean, like if you're bugging in, preferably just a good, just to survive, okay? Keep in mind, just to survive. For 1 person, you want at least 1 gallon to 2 gallons per day to consume, cook with, stuff like that. And that's, like I said, just to survive. That's not including cleaning yourself and, brushing your teeth, things like that. Okay, this is just the bare minimum of survival, just to live 1 week, okay? So for 1 person to survive 7 days, would have at least 10 gallons of water, at least. Because you're supposed to drink at least 1 gallon a day. I mean, that's just the facts. And then anything extra, like, we're going to want coffee. Lord, you're going to want coffee, I promise. And things like that, that's all going to come into play. So I would, and that seems like a lot if you just sit back and 10 gallons of water for a week, but it's really not. Okay, that's just a little over 1 gallon a day. Look at your water bill. Figure it out. Exclude showers and stuff. We drink a lot of water. Then back to the food. I've got, like I said, 3 different cans of that soup. And now you wouldn't need all of this, okay? You would not need all of this food to survive a week. I'm just showing you guys some ideas, okay? That you can relatively, very cheap. I mean, if you had to go get a couple weeks worth of supplies, you can do it. Bare minimum just to survive, you could do it pretty cheap. Peanut butter. Peanut butter is a very good staple in the prepping community as far as longevity and protein and good fats and things like that. 7 grams of protein for 2 tablespoons. And in this jar alone, there are 35 servings. So that's a lot of protein. Again, if you had to, you could survive a week almost on this one jar of peanut butter. If you had to. Would you want to? No. But I know some people that probably could. But you could survive a week on a jar this size easily. I know I said maybe, but now that I think about it, you could definitely survive a week on a jar of peanut butter this size. Just kind of a little booster, like a breakfast kind of food. A morale booster, you know, just something kind of sweet, tastes good, but it's not terrible for you. Now, as far as protein and, you know, stuff like that, not a very good thing, but it's never a bad idea to have something like this around, just so you do have like a little bit of sugar, or say you have sugar problems, your sugar starts dropping. You know, you have something like this because these have 12 grams of sugar a piece. So this isn't something I necessarily eat all the time at all. But if my sugar was dropping, you know, something like that, this would be a good thing to go to. Or if you have sugar problems, you always keep like you know, cake icing or the peanut butter, orange juice, stuff like that around, because you can get orange juice. It doesn't have to be refrigerated. And then these are only 2 grams of protein a piece. So, like I said, just kind of a little morale booster or a sugar booster. Just a good little snack that tastes good, basically. Then we have this. We get this at Sam's Club. This is 72 slices equal to 4 pounds of raw uncooked bacon. But 4 slices has 5 grams of protein, only 1 carb, 1 sugar. But anyway, bacon, pre-cooked, fully cooked bacon. Okay, this is the best bacon ever. You put it in the microwave, 4 slices for a minute, you got the best crispy, nice tasting bacon ever. Or you can cook it over an open fire and get the same results. It's already cooked. All you gotta do is warm it up. The little cans of canned heat, the little cans of fuel. I should have brought one of those in here, but you can rig up little things to cook in a can on top of those. You just have to watch, some videos on YouTube. There's videos everywhere of how to do that. But this bacon, like I said, it is fully cooked. So need be, you can eat it cold if you had to. Then there's the classic ramen noodles. But you want to think that's going to be a lot more water that you're going to have on hand. Okay? I'm not sure how much water. Everybody's different when it comes to cooking these things. I just like, after I cook mine, I completely drain them out because I don't like the soup. But something in a pinch, if you have the extra water, ramen noodles are great. As far as protein goes, not good. Well, there's 8 grams of protein per pack, so that's not terrible, but like the carbs and stuff are ridiculous. There's 54 grams of carbs in 1 pack of ramen noodles. But like I said, in a pinch, it's better than the alternative. I've got some dry roasted peanuts with sea salt. Again, most of this stuff is from Aldi's, guys. We shop at Aldi's a lot. If you're a prepper, I can't imagine not shopping at Aldi's just because the prices are great. A serving size is 1 ounce of peanuts, so there's 16 servings in one of these containers, and that's 8 grams of protein per serving. always a good thing to have around. Another great thing to have, just as a filler to, a good snack that'll get you through to your next meal. Just a good thing to have around. Then there's the classic tuna. Tuna and chicken in a can are like the best to go to. Canned meats, period, really, is about the best go to for survival because you're going to get the most protein, the most, good fats, the most everything that you need. Well, aside from what you get from vegetables, like I said, you always want to make sure to have some vegetables around as well. But everything I'm showing you, aside from the ramen noodles, you can eat cold if you had to. Not the most appealing thing in the world to live a week or two on cold food, but it can be done. That's what I'm saying. This is the bare minimal for survival, okay? Each can has 12 servings. No, that's not right. Okay, it means the whole pack. I'm sorry. Serving size is serving size is 1 can drained. And that's 20 grams of protein per can. Okay? And we got these on sale at Sam's Club, as I'm sure the only reason we bought StarKist, because StarKist, as a rule, is pretty expensive. Comparatively speaking to the generic brands of tuna. But as I said before, another good thing, you can eat cold if you had to. And that's about it that I have for food. Like I said, that's just an example. You wouldn't need all of that I just showed to survive a week. But it's a good variety, kind of good basic ideas of good filling food that's high in protein that would get you through. And of course, you got to have your instant coffee. You got to have you'll find a way to heat up your water. I promise. To get your coffee, it's amazing what you'll do to heat up some water. So, like I said, have the canned heat, have some way, to set up a little grill outside. And maybe you'll still have power. It might just be like, they try to force us to lock down for the COVID, and say you do adhere to those guidelines or those mandates, but so you still do have your power and everything, you will have a way to cook and everything. So there is that. But, ouch, sorry guys. Moving on. And again, this is not to survive, but it would be nice to have is some baby wipes, or like we have disposable washcloths, which is the same as baby wipes, but they're more like adult. They're more durable, so you can actually wash, fairly well with these and keep pretty clean. I think we got these at Aldi's, maybe, I can't remember. But they're alcohol-free, disposable washcloths enriched with aloe, chamomile, and vitamin E. There's 24 of these in a pack. So, sparingly, that would more than get you through a week. For the ladies, if you're the guy of the family and you do all the prepping, don't forget your ladies, because, inevitably, if it's a week or a month, this time's going to come around, guys. And they're going to need this stuff. So definitely remember your ladies. Then we're definitely going to get into, say, you're locked down for a week, things could happen. So you're going to want, a good supply of your first aid stuff. I'm not saying you're going to have to go out and, buy out the drugstore or the Walmart, whatever. This is just ideas to get you through a week. I keep saying that because, I know somebody will be like, well, you forgot this or you forgot that. No, I'm not forgetting. Really, I'm not. It's just these are ideas to help people get by a week at a time that maybe hasn't started prepping, or, is freaking out that they can't afford nothing. I mean, $20 for one person could get you through on food for a week if you just do it. Don't buy expensive stuff. Go to Aldi's, go to Rulers, Save a Lot, places like that, and you can buy a week's worth of food for one person for $20 if you do it right. Peroxide, that's definitely a given for first aid. An assortment of Band-Aids. These are surgical dressings here, but this is our first aid tote. And we've got like everything in here just because you don't know what's going to happen. Okay, so for a week, everybody's going to be different, but you're going to want basics like cold and flu medicine, okay? Aspirin, Flintstones vitamins, the vitamin C drops and cough drops. We've got vitamin supplements, headache PM. We've got, I'm not sure what this is. Oh, Zofran for nausea. We have got Cipro, which is antibiotics that we've got left over. All that kind of stuff you always want to save. Never get rid of your antibiotics and stuff. Pain relievers, muscle relief. I mean, we've got like everything in here, guys. Ibuprofen, hand sanitizer, all kinds of bandages, a tweezer set. Afterbite, it's for mosquitoes, whatever kind of bug, or it says snake bite, but alcohol prep pads, all kinds of different things in here. You just want a good variety of first aid stuff, and a good variety of OTC medicines. Make sure if you are on prescription meds that you've got, at least that week or possibly two. Like right now, in the times we're in, we're facing another possible lockdown. You need to go to your medicine cabinet or your medicine tote and, just see stuff you might need to fill in them holes, your OTC meds and, just basic stuff that you don't think of normally. But say, you're 2 days into a lockdown or what have you, and you get the flu or just a really bad cold, and you have no way to get out to get any kind of medicine for relief. You're going to be kicking yourself pretty hard when that's very easily avoidable. Last but not least, you're going to want a good, reliable source of self-defense. Whether it be a firearm or, whatever you're comfortable with. You're going to want some way of protecting yourself. Sorry, my mind went blank. And if you can, have several clips, magazines. Just load it up, ready to go. That way, something does happen, you're not faced with having to try to reload your gun or your firearm while you're being invaded or burglarized, what have you. Always make sure you have a good, dependable source of self-defense. Guys, I think that's it. Just as far as surviving for a week, like I said, you don't need everything I showed. It was just what I felt was a good variety of different, high protein, high calorie type foods to get you through for very little money. Yeah, I think that's it. So until next time, guys, God bless y'all. I love each and every one of you guys. Take care of yourself and each other. And stay vigilant, stay aware. And see you next time. Papa Prepper out.